Do you ever feel like you're running out of time? Like there's something important that needs to be accomplished before it's too late, but there's just not enough hours in the day to do it. You're watching the time tick down, but frozen and unable to take any steps forward. In Who Not How, Dan Sullivan wrote, "The definition of hell is your last day on earth. The person you became meets the person you could have become." Hey, I'm Sherman, and welcome to Geek Psychology, where you learn how to play life better. You want to build a legacy, something that you can be proud of. You want to create something that will live on after you're gone and inspire other people on their own journeys. Well, what if I told you that I knew a way to ensure that every day of your life mattered? And not just mattered, but mattered in a way that made your heart sing and filled your mind with possibility. But here's the thing. Time is passing by without you having created an impact on the world. And if you're like me, there's some anxiety about the fact that, it's just floating around in your head. Like, I have so much that I want to do, so much more I want to do with my life. How can I possibly get it all done? And it's not just a question of what needs to get done, but also a question of how. How are we going to get it all done before our last day on earth rolls around? You know deep down that life is short, so why not make it count? I remember in middle school, I had a bonus question on a test, and the teacher wrote, "Life is too short, true or false?" I circled false. As a 12-year-old, it simply didn't occur to me that life could be anything but long and unending. I didn't get the bonus question right, but her point became clear. Life is short, so make it count. So how do we make our limited time on Earth count? How can we create an impact that will be remembered long after we're gone? Well, the answer is simple, but not easy. Focus on creating things of lasting value. Instead of spending your time and energy on things that are temporary or don't matter in the grand scheme of things, put your attention towards building something permanent, something with substance. And I'll talk about how to do that, how you can get started on that in a minute. So write a book, plant a tree, start a company, do something that has the potential to still be around 30 years from now, something that provides value to other people. These are the kinds of legacy projects that can live on long after you've passed. The problem is that many of us don't really know how to do this, right? We don't know what kind of things will last or what it takes to build something truly meaningful. So we end up spending our time chasing after the things that seem important at any given moment. Money, popularity, fame, things that are often fleeting and don't deliver on their promise. So here's how to get started. Get at least a vague idea of the kind of legacy that you want to leave. It could be something as simple as helping someone be better off than when you met them. Or maybe it's something bigger and more abstract, like creating a company that has made a positive impact on the world. Ask yourself, what do I want to be remembered for? What does the world need? If you're not sure, ask others who know you well what they think your legacy could or should be. Also, I said vague idea because I know some of us, use this uncertainty as a reason to not take action. We think that it has to be perfect before we can do anything, which can't work because nothing is perfect, especially something that hasn't been created. The truth is, you don't need to know exactly what your legacy will be like before you start working towards it. All you need is a general direction and willingness to move forward. Work backward then and write down your goals. What's a tangible sign that would show you that you've achieved your goal? Get a clear picture of what you want your life to look like in the future and start breaking that goal down into smaller chain quests. You can do this by writing down the top 3 things that will move you towards those goals. For example, if one goal is to get healthy and weigh 20 pounds less and look in the mirror and say, "I look good in 3 months," then, maybe 1, you need to join a gym, 2, eat healthier, and 3, get a scale and accountability buddy. If you want to be remembered as a great parent, then you have to define that. For me, it's knowing that I've raised a daughter who is resourceful, aware, and educated enough to handle whatever comes. I can hear her saying, "I can figure this out. It'll be okay." So I'll break that goal into smaller ones, like spending more time with my daughter and helping her understanding her strengths so that she can become successful in life. And then start taking action on those. Compare what will be the most impactful and start working through the first step, even if it's not perfect yet. Also, find someone who can help you stay accountable, whether this person is a friend, a family member, a mentor, or you writing in your journal. Having at least someone in your corner cheering you on can make all the difference. There will be difficult days. There will be days when you feel like giving up. There will be days when life happens and you just have more on your plate than you can handle. But it's important to keep going. Even if it's just one step at a time, take action so that it becomes easier to achieve those goals in your future. If you track your progress and keep focusing on making at least a little progress, competing with yesterday's version of yourself, then you can't not create a more fulfilling life. It's important to remember that progress is not linear. You won't always be moving forward at the same rate or in the same direction. Goals change, values change, life changes. There will be times when you feel like you're at a standstill and times when you feel like you're slipping back. But this doesn't mean that your efforts aren't paying off. We all have periods of confusion and losing focus on what's important. But what's important is that we keep going. And if you never start because you're afraid, right, you don't know what's going to happen, then, well, I'm sorry, but you'll never get what you want in life. Do something. You will feel better if you just get a little bit of XP every day. It starts to add up. And if you're still stuck on that whole fear of failure thing, go to nomorefearoffailure.geekpsychology.com and learn how to stop being afraid of failure so you can start to get what you want out of life and live a more meaningful, impactful life. Love ya. Peace. These are the kinds of legacy problems that can... legacy